Hey guys, so today I shall talk about the world's 6 major marathons and how to get in. So before I begin, remember to subscribe and ring the notification bell so that to encourage me on my running journey and you will not miss out anything. So if you have been following my social media account, you will surely know that I finally been selected to go into my first ever major, which is Chicago, that is happening 2020 October. So I got around 10 more months to prepare for it lah. So I'm quite happy to get in finally after missing out on 2 of the majors, which is Berlin and Tokyo. I balloted for both of them, but I missed out, and finally on my third try on the major, right, I finally get in. After posting the happy news, right, that I finally got into my first ever marathon major, I got a lot of messages and comments on asking me what are the marathon majors and what are the procedures and steps to be able to get selected. So if you are an avid runner, right, by now you should have heard of these 6 marathon majors, right? For the benefit of those who don't know yet, the 6 of them are London, Berlin, the 2 in Europe, the New York, Chicago, the only one in Asia, which is Tokyo, and last but not least, the granddaddy of them all is the Boston Marathon. 6 of them! Completing these world marathon majors, right, is definitely on the bucket list of a lot of very passionate runners. So to complete all 6 of them, right, is very challenging as they happen all over the world, and you need to qualify. You need to even qualify for one of them. Now I shall explain to you how to get into the lottery ballot system to be able to have a chance to get selected for the marathon, and the chances of getting selected, and when is the period to go and apply for them. So first I shall talk about the only world major marathon in Asia, which is the Tokyo Marathon. From what I know about the marathon, right, they only allow around 30 to 40,000 runners every single year. Only around 20+ thousand, right, is being allocated to the lottery, I would say. So what are the chances of getting into the Tokyo Marathon? I would say, from what I see this year when I was balloting for it, right, I was being emailed the statistic of the number of people who apply for it is around close to 300,000 applicants. Oh my god! So 300,000 applicants, you only have 20,000+ slots available for us, so the chances of getting is less than 10%. So that's the reason why my entry was rejected during that time. So Tokyo Marathon normally happen in March every year, but the balloting will normally start in August the previous year. So I started the balloting process at the beginning of August. So I received the results around the mid-September or towards the end of September. So you must take note of the date for Tokyo Marathon. Next, I shall talk about the second major marathon of the year, which is the Boston Marathon. And it is the only marathon, right, that is not open to everybody, and you need to be able to qualify, run fast enough to qualify for it. So the Boston Marathon normally happen in April, and the application process will normally start in September, and the field size is around 30,000 every year. So of course, qualifying for the Boston Marathon is on the dream of a lot of avid runners. But prior to running the Boston Marathon, you need to take part in one of the recognized marathons and being able to run a time that is fast enough for your particular age group to be able to qualify for it. So I would say for myself, I'm still far away from it. According to last year's qualifying standard for my age, around 35 to 39 is around 3 hours and 5 minutes, and I have to really work very hard to be able to achieve that timing. So the third marathon major I'm going to talk to you about is the London Marathon, which also happened in April. So a lot of folks have shared with me that the London Marathon is one of the most difficult to get in through the balloting process, because only around 17,000 slots is open to the lottery, and the chances of getting in is only around, according to last year's statistics, only around 4% to be able to get through the balloting process. And this balloting process will begin around 1 year before the actual marathon, which is sometime in April, but you'll only be able to get the results around 6 months later, sometime around October, which is very long. So that's a very long wait. So the fourth marathon major of the year, which is in Berlin, normally happens sometime around September. As usual, the Berlin Marathon is also greatly oversubscribed, and they have allocated around 40,000 slots every year for the lottery entry, and your chances are, from what I know online, is around close to 14 to 15%. Do note that the Berlin Marathon is touted as one of the fastest world major marathon in the world. It is also the place where Eliud Kipchoge, yes, the running marathon legend, set the world record of around 2 hours 1 minute 18 seconds, which is set at the Berlin Marathon. So this is the second world major marathon that I balloted and I was rejected too. The marathon process will normally start around the beginning of October and you'll get your result by the end of November. So the fifth major marathon of the year that I will be talking about is the Chicago Marathon, the one that I got in. That will be my first ever major marathon, which will be happening next year, October 11, I think 11. Just like many of the world major marathon, right, the application is also around 1 year ahead. You need to apply sometime in around October, like what I did, the end of October, and I got my result actually yesterday, which is the 12th of December. And the chances of the Chicago Marathon is actually the highest among the 6 majors. From what I understand, right, is around 40 to 50% a chance of selected. So every 2 applicants, right, the chances of being selected is 1. So if you are gunning for your first major marathon, you will stand a good chance for Chicago compared to other marathons. So last but not least, the 6th marathon major I'm going to talk to you about, which normally happen in November, is the New York Marathon. The application period will open sometime in January and will end around February. So happen to be the largest of the majors with around 50,000+ finishers last year, if I'm not wrong. So according to the 2018 New York Marathon statistic, right, around 100,000+ runners applied for the lottery, and among them only around 15,000 runners was accepted, which is around less than 15%, and it is really difficult. In the event that you have completed all 6 major marathons, right, this is the medal that you are going to get, which is called the 6-star finishers. So according to statistic online, right, only around 5,000 runners all over the world have completed the 6 stars, right, and of which of the 5,000, only around 31 are from Singapore. Other than the lottery process, right, if you want to get into any of these 6 majors, right, there are also charity programs that you can get into, or if you have a very fast qualifying time, or you get into special tour groups lah. So special tour group will be much more expensive than the application fee, I would say. So that's it for the 6 major marathons. So for myself, right, I hope to be able to complete the 6 majors by the time I reach 50, hopefully lah. So this is one of my bucket list, and we see how it goes lah. Of course, my own country, Singapore, is gunning to join the Elite 6 to be the 7th World Marathon Majors. Of course, it's the Standard Chartered Marathon Singapore. They are hopeful to join the World Marathon Majors by the year 2021. So wish them good luck as well. That's it for the 6 World Marathon Majors, and if you are in the lottery as well, I wish you the best of luck, and remember to keep on running!